Hey gun people, we're back, part 2. Holy shit, we got ourselves a pursuit. Get that bad guy. Alright, so we're still behind him again. If you're a citizen on the road, here's the things where people make mistakes, and it kind of messes us up. Is if you see a cop already maneuvering to go around you, don't yield to the right. Everybody's like, well, you should yield to the right. You should. Some of these cars are on the shoulder, that's good. Some of these cars are slowing down, that's good, because it lets the officer know that you see him. Because remember, the cops are in reaction mode, we just can't ram through people, so when this guy passes on the right and does these things, we have to pass a little bit more careful, we should. We don't want to kill somebody, and we don't want to kill ourselves. So, you know, cars will make mistakes, and when you're going 100 miles an hour, you're doing what we call outrunning your siren. By the time the person hears your siren and you pass them, it's too late for them to react or respond. So your siren is ineffective. Nobody is moving because they hear your siren. They either see you or they don't. This pursuit kind of reminds me of when I was in Sacramento and we got that stolen necklace and we chased him all over the place because it went pretty high speed. He ended up crashing, and I did one of my crazy cop stories on it, I think. But, you know, when you're going at these speeds during the day, your lights aren't going to be as effective. At night, they can actually see your lights a little bit better. But it's more dangerous, you know, you're cutting in and out of traffic left and right. Now, these truckers aren't moving over, so from a cop's perspective, that means, I don't know if you saw me, I got to be ready to move out of the way in case you pull into my lane. But if you just yield a little bit to the right, then I know you saw me and I can keep my foot in it. So you'll notice throughout these videos that some of the cars will start to yield, they'll stay in their lane, some will move, one will stay, and the cop has to shoot in between them. All these things are going through your head, and remember, when cops are in these pursuits like this, you're going 120 miles an hour, your whole life's kind of going quick. You're like, oh shit, all right, am I in policy? Am I going to get wrecked? Does he have a gun? Where is he going? Is he going to kill somebody else? You know, I bet you there's 10 units in this, because when this stops and you see all the guys come out with guns, I'm like, shit, they got freaking 3 police forces. I mean, I don't know how many cops are there. There's a lot. But, so, see, he's going to cut left and right. Now, see, some of these cars are moving out of the fast-moving car. Some of them don't. If you see a cop and it's too late for you to move, stay where you're at. Let them go around you. But if you can move, this guy moved his shoulder. This guy stayed in his lane. This guy doesn't know what's happening. They're going to be past him before we even knew. Didn't even hit the brakes. Didn't yield, didn't hit the brakes. They were already past him. Now, they're probably going to see, because there's a convoy of 10 cars, 15 cars behind them, there's a lot of lights coming up behind them. But not every car is going to be able to stay up with these 2 cars. It's going to be very easy for this guy to lose you. All it has to take is him get around 2 cars, and you got to slow. So here's a car that's parked side of the road. This is probably, this guy's yielding. Those guys must have saw the lights. You notice some cars are on the side of the road, some cars aren't. 18-wheeler kind of moved halfway over, didn't really, he's yielding in. So, you know, these long pursuits are dangerous. When should you terminate? Look, on this one, guy pulled a gun. He's pretty dangerous. He's got a gun. He's willing to risk everybody's life. He took a taser. I mean, the original stop was for speeding, 61 and a 55. He was going to get a warning, and he decided to take passing on the right here. Now, see, if this guy yields, see, this guy yielded after him. So now the cop has to pick between him. You see, we're constantly in reaction mode to what everyone else is doing. We can't have a plan on this is what we're going to do, because we're constantly waiting for everyone on the highway to move first and for us not to hit them. So we're trying not to hit other people, but we're trying to keep up. Luckily, this guy pulled over, gave him a straight lane. You can tell this guy's making some serious ground. I think it's 135. He starts losing. Most of your state police have what they call interceptor cars or your chase cars. They're usually souped up. They got the quicker engines. They're just made for these chases if you can get one on the road, and they can really zoom up. But to be honest, how close do you need to be? How effective? What's going to change whether you're this distance or you're on his butt? Not a whole bunch. I mean, if you get far enough to where you can lose them, now you got issues. But on a straight highway, you don't really need to be on a guy's butt. Actually, having a little bit of reaction time. The only reason you want to be close is maybe to alert other traffic so they can see your lights. Because these cars that are getting passed by him are just like, who's this idiot passing? Then they look in their mirror and go, oh shit, there's a cop. Then they pull over. Okay, I think this is a pursuit interceptor. This car's pretty quick. He starts from a stop. he pretty much stays up, and he gets up here pretty quick, and he's going to pass in a minute. And you're going to tell how much quicker his car is to gain on this guy. But again, what difference does it make? How close do you need to be to a car at 100 miles an hour? If he crashes, you're going to be on top of him pretty quick anyway. So he's passing all three cars. The cop has nowhere to go. This car starts to yield, doesn't, halfway pulls over. You know, people driving on the road, cops are cussing out people all the time. You know, they got microphones on, so probably they don't do it. But I was like, you dumbass, get up. What the hell are you You freaking out. I'm yelling at people as I'm driving by. I'm chasing you stupid dumbass. So, I mean, but you know what? I understand. They're out there driving on their Sunday visit, and all of a sudden freaking cars are shooting by them. And they're like, what the hell's going on? So they don't know what to do. They're caught, and they react because they were hit by something that they weren't expecting, they weren't ready for. So, I mean, pursuits, one of those things. How dangerous is this one? You're in an open highway, you're not in a school, you're not in a residential. He's going around, sees car passing him, look how quick he goes. That car's got some pickup. So that car got right up on his ass very quickly, but what good does that do? He's not going to pit him at this speed. They'll both wreck. And if he pits him, he's going to kill him. And now I find out later at the end of the pursuit, there's a dog in the car. So if they pit him and the dog gets hurt, now I'm going to be really pissed at the cops. I like dogs a lot more than people. So anyway, I'm glad they didn't shoot the dog though at the end of the pursuit. So again, long pursuit. A lot of things are going on. All these officers in the pursuit are jacked up. They're all in fight or flight. They're all getting this heart rate up. They're all in a life or death situation. Even though they're not shooting, they're risking their lives shooting around these cars, not getting an accident. Hell, a couple guys may have wrecked. I mean, some cops aren't quite as good as drivers, so they slow down. So you got cops passing cops, you know, but I mean, I didn't pass a whole bunch of cops, but every once in a while I get somebody in front of me that was freaking just too damn wussy, and I'd be like, dude, man, get out of the way, I'm going around you. So, I mean, all right, this is where we go. As soon as he took this exit, I was like, okay, he's going to crash. When I first saw this video, I was taking an exit, he's going to crash. When you're driving this long at this speed of 100 miles an hour, you lose sight of how fast you're going. And you kind of think that, you know, if you ever went 100 miles an hour, when you slow down to 80, it seems like you're crawling. You go 100 and you slow to 55 and it's like, shit, am I backing up? So they went for 120 miles an hour for a very long time. He's going to slow down to maybe 100 or 80 and think he's going pretty slow. And he's going to crash. And they do it every time on long, fast pursuits. Now, cops are going to be ready to brake. Their brakes are going to be heated up too, and they probably got better brakes in their car than the people we chase. But I knew as soon as he did this, he was crashing. Okay, so this cop stopped pretty short. Good. This cop was like, screw it, I'm getting as close as I can. Because he was the original unit that got the gun pulled on him. He's invested. He's much more jacked up. That's why a lot of times when we got in a pursuit on the task force for auto theft, the person who was in the pursuit wouldn't take the suspect or engage with him. We'd have one of the other guys do it because it wasn't quite as personal. I mean, now all these cops is personal because they all risk their freaking life and they're ready to shoot this guy, and he just pulled a gun on somebody, and there's the poor dog.
Let's go.
Now you watch these officers cover each other. Watch the crossfire. Who's this guy aiming at? He's aiming at other cops. There's another cop. Holy shit, 4 guys. If one person shoots right now, we're going to have dead cops everywhere. How many cops we got cut? Okay, here we go. Coming in from the left side. Holy shit. We need more cops. This guy puts his gun away, turns away. Good move. This guy says, you know what? I'm staying back here. Good move on those 2 officers coming in calmly. This guy's still running. He wants to get in. So, I mean, everybody's jacked up. That's how these things happen. You still got guys running. I mean, everybody wants to get there in case the guy gets away, in case there's a foot pursuit, in case he shoots somebody. We're all in this jack. Like I said, I don't know how many cops they got there. What, 20? I don't know how many I counted. But good pursuit, good and bad things. Hopefully you kind of understand the mindset of how cops, where we're coming from, the different things that we have to do. When people start saying, why did the cop do this? Why did the cop? We're always evaluating all these multitude of options and policy and procedures and what happened, and are we doing it wrong, and you know, are we jeopardizing life, and are we going to be questioned the next day, and are we going to get days on the beach? So a lot of variables in pursuits. A lot of people just think gets back there and you get to sit back and go, yeehaw, I'm going fast. Man, pursuits are very stressful in a lot of ways because you don't want to crash a car. It goes on your record. Then they want to document it. And then if you crash another car, you can get days on the beach or reprimand. So crashing a car, unless, you know, if this guy would have crashed when he pitted the guy, he'd have been okay. But if any of these cars crash staying in this pursuit, they're going to have some explaining to do. So hopefully we'll end that there and you get something out of this. Good little chase.